A woke Santa brings a boy to tears over a Nerf gun. Texas files suit with the Supreme Court over illegal voting in the battleground states. Plus, the Chicago Teachers Union says the push to reopen schools is racist. All that and more. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour.
And God bless the United States of America.
All right, friends, welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great week. If you're new to the show, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to start with Christmas, my favorite time of the year. Whether it's celebrating the birth of Jesus, exchanging gifts with friends and family, or maybe watching Elf or Die Hard. That's me, but that's not the left. They see Christmas as a threat, and they want to push to cancel it. And we see two different fronts during this Christmas season. We see first the push to cancel Christmas, just like Thanksgiving, because of control, because of power. Don't go out. Don't do anything. Don't see anyone. Rat out on your friends and neighbors if you see too many cars in front of their house. That's what they're pushing. Here's Dr. Fauci on CNN.
So I hope that people realize that and understand that as difficult as this is, nobody wants to modify, if not essentially shut down their holiday season. But we are in a very critical time in this country right now. We've got to not walk away from the facts and the data.
Yep, cancel Christmas, shut down everything, don't go anywhere. And why? Because of the science and data, they say. Except the science and data do not support what they're pushing. This is all about power. This is all about control. Then you have those left-wing radicals that want to get rid of Christmas because they're just plain too woke to stand it. They can't stand it. They want to push their leftist ideas on everyone, including kids. Here's a story of a boy. He went to the mall. He asked for a present. He was brought to tears because the Santa was just too woke. And here's how it started.
What do you want for Christmas? You don't know? What?
All right, so it's a little hard to understand there, but Santa asked, "What do you want for Christmas?" And the boy replied, "Nerf gun." Here's what happens next.
No guns.
Nerf gun.
No, not even a Nerf gun. Nope. If your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you.
So gun? Nope. Nerf gun? No way. No guns at all. The poor kid is just stunned. So the Santa goes on and lists other options that he could pick. And here's how it ends.
What do you think? What do you think? It's okay if your dad...
Wow, welcome to Christmas 2020. No gatherings for your family, no Nerf guns, and while you're at it, don't even mention guns. What is going on? We can't even mention them. Remember the iPhone, the emojis? It used to look like this, and then Apple got woke and changed it to this. What is going on? It's just a gun, but now we can't mention it, and God forbid that we have a kid ask for a Nerf gun. Can't have that. Can't have it at all. And here's more of the story. My poor baby, Sabella DiCarlo, later wrote on Facebook, "This was the first year Michael was excited to go see Santa. It was supposed to be magical, but instead I had to watch my sweet little boy fight back tears because Santa told him no because of his own personal beliefs." Harlem Irving Plaza said it and their third-party Santa company were distraught and deeply apologetic over the Santa's behavior. Santa is heartbroken and crushed that he has made this child so sad and upset and turned in his resignation, the company wrote on Facebook. The Santa company will continue to remind all Santas how important it is to not impose personal opinions during visits with the children. So, just so you know, Harlem Irving Plaza, that mall, they reached out to the real Santa who made a trip down from the North Pole, and now that kid has a Nerf gun.
So there was a mistake made yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I heard about this up at the North Pole.
Yeah, me too.
And I rushed down to help.
This is crazy, this thing. Thanks.
So nice ending there, but it's not really the ending because this goes on all the time. We have to push back. The left will keep trying to push their ideas, push their radical policies, and it's all designed to get rid of the family, get rid of tradition, get rid of anything that brings people together, because the only thing they want to bring people together is government. Government and power, that's the motives, the operations of the left. So next, let's talk about the legal battles that are still going on for election 2020. But first, if you're new to the show or haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And when you do, please hit that bell so you'll be notified. We're making our push for 150,000 subscribers, and we can do it with your help. All right, let's start with President Trump, because he was giving a briefing yesterday on the coronavirus vaccines and Operation Warp Speed, how they're pushing this out, how they met his deadlines by getting vaccines out by the end of the year. That's what he said. He was criticized for it. He was attacked, but that's actually exactly what's happening. So he opened up the briefing for questions. Of course, a reporter jumps in and says, well, why aren't members of the Biden transition team here? Because they'll be the next administration to actually implement this. President Trump said he believes that the next administration will be the Trump administration. And here's the president.
Because you can't steal hundreds of thousands of votes. You can't have fraud and deception and all of the things that they did and then slightly win a swing state. And you just have to look at the numbers, look at what's been on tape, look at all the corruption, and we'll see. You can't win an election like that. So hopefully the next administration will be the Trump administration.
So the president pointed out that he received 12 million more votes than last time. That is always an indicator of winning re-election. He pointed out all the craziness that has been documented, all the witnesses that have come forward, all the evidence, all the affidavits. He points that out. Reporters don't care. They don't want to do any investigating on their own. There's no questions to Joe Biden at all. And then he says, what I brought up just on the last show, that now it comes down to political courage.
All of the things we've done, and we were rewarded with a victory. Now let's see whether or not somebody has the courage, whether it's a legislator or legislatures, or whether it's a justice of the Supreme Court or a number of justices of the Supreme Court. Let's see if they have the courage to do what everybody in this country knows is right.
That was awesome. And we have to fight back, folks. We have to fight back. The Democrats said there was going to be a blue wave. There wasn't. We stopped that. There was a red wave. Every toss-up race on the House side went for Republicans. Every toss-up race on the Senate side went for Republicans, except the two that we still need to decide. President Trump lifted Republicans up, Republicans, for payback, to show appreciation even, need to fight for this president. He's still fighting. They need to fight. We've seen the evidence. We've heard from the witnesses. Get out there and fight. Also, Texas. Don't mess with Texas, folks. Texas has stepped up and filed lawsuits straight with the Supreme Court, going after the battleground states who have blatantly disregarded their own state's election laws. And here's the story. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed suit on Tuesday against Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, claiming the four states exploited the pandemic to justify ignoring election laws. In papers filed with the U.S. Supreme Court, Paxton claimed the states unlawfully enacted last-minute changes which skewed the results of the general election. The papers also alleged that the majority of the rushed decisions made by local officials were not approved by state legislatures, thereby circumventing the Constitution. The battleground states flooded their people with unlawful ballot applications and ballots while ignoring statutory requirements as to how they were received, evaluated, and counted, according to a statement posted on the Texas Attorney General's website. So this is awesome. This is an awesome move by Texas, and hopefully it will bring to light in front of the Supreme Court all the unconstitutional things that went on. And again, this is not a push about the machines, Dominion voting machines, fake ballots, ballots coming in the middle of the night, no observers, things like that. This is about violating election laws, changing dates, and accepting hundreds of thousands of ballots that are illegal because they did not meet the requirements laid forward in law by the state legislatures. And here's more. The states violated statutes enacted by their duly elected legislatures, thereby violating the Constitution. By ignoring both state and federal law, these states have not only tainted the integrity of their own citizens' votes, but of Texas and every other state that held lawful elections, said Attorney General Ken Paxton. The failure to abide by the rule of law casts a dark shadow of doubt over the outcome of the entire election. We now ask that the Supreme Court step in to correct this egregious error. So we'll see how this goes. There's other cases still working their way up, other cases that may be in front of the Supreme Court. We have to keep the fight. And like President Trump said, we need political courage. This can be avoided. All this can be avoided in the courts. We don't even have to go to the courts. We just need the legislators in these states to call special sessions and say, you know what? This was a mess. This was illegal. We have no confidence in this vote. We can't send electors. We just can't do it. We need to abstain and let it work itself out there. You don't even have to go to the courts. But again, in order to do that, you need political courage. So next, let's talk about the Chicago Teachers Union. But first, just in time for Christmas, I have to tell you about World Fair. Folks, if you have a picture of a house, maybe a stadium or building that is special to you from college or any architectural structure, World Fair can turn that into a handmade work of art. I have these drawings of every home I've ever lived in. It's a great conversation piece, and as I said, it'll make a great Christmas gift. Just go to the World Fair link in the description, use coupon code Bobby13 for 10% off. All right, let's talk about schools and the Chicago Teachers Union, because there is this push by the unions and Democrat leaders who, again, want control, want to destabilize our society. They're pushing to keep schools closed. And they cite the science and data. And again, the science and data not only don't support that, they support the opposite. Studies have shown that kids need to be in school, that they are not super spreaders. Schools are open across the world, yet these teachers union want to keep them closed, and they ignore the science. It's like, we support science and data. Well, guess what? Science and data says schools should be open. Oh, well, you're racist. That's what they say. And that's actually what the Chicago Teachers Union is saying. And here's the story. The Chicago Teachers Union faced backlash on Twitter for a now deleted tweet claiming that the push to reopen schools is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. The CTU has posted a number of tweets emphasizing widening disparities in health outcomes from the coronavirus for people of color. One of their retweets called social distancing a privilege. Yep, you can't make this stuff up, folks. And here's the tweet that they took down. Here's the Chicago Teachers Union. So that was it. No explanation, no nothing. They stated that, then they took it down. But some of the replies were 100% right on point, and here's more. Some critics of the CTU cited a lawsuit in California brought by 7 families who claim that remote learning in the state left many already underserved students functionally unable to attend school, according to the Washington Post. Education advocates have expressed concerns that remote learning will widen the achievement gap that separates Black, Latino, and poor students from their peers. Since the implementation of remote learning and hybrid models across the country, school systems across the country have reported increased rates of failure and truancy. In Fairfax County, Virginia, the percentage of failing grades has nearly doubled, hitting underserved communities and students with disabilities most severely. So it's not about the science. It's not about the science at all. Look at that tweet. They're saying the push to reopen is racist because that's their go-to line. They don't have the science to back them up, so they're going to call people racist. It's outrageous. So next, let's talk about Los Angeles. This past weekend, it was their annual gun buyback program. And again, this is where they encourage people, law-abiding citizens, to just turn in their guns. Thugs and gangs and criminals, drug dealers, they're not going to participate. They're not going to line up. Nope. This is for everyday citizens to turn in their guns and make them unable to defend themselves and ultimately less safe. And here's the report.
It's the 8th year of the gun buyback program held by Mayor Garcetti's office and run by the LAPD. Folks anonymously hand over their firearms and are handed gift cards in return. So
the report goes on to then talk about the soaring statistics, the soaring stats on gun violence that's plaguing LA. And here you go.
Here in Los Angeles, gun violence statistics are soaring. Homicides are up 29% from last year, with 311 lives lost, and more than 1,100 people have been shot.
Well, if LA is anything like Chicago or Detroit or Atlanta, we know who is shooting whom. It's funny that the media love to bring in race when it suits their narrative. Like if a white cop shoots a black suspect. But when it comes to overall gun violence stats, like the shootings and killings that occur every weekend in Chicago and LA and Atlanta, Detroit, and on, race is never mentioned. They never mention that at all. It's quite interesting. Then, this is how the story ends.
Today, the city and police department showed a united front on the one issue that isn't political or controversial: stopping gun violence and saving lives.
Not controversial. Are you kidding me? This is so controversial. They're trying to get guns out of law-abiding citizens' hands, making them less safe. Good luck on your home invasion as you're waiting for the cops when these bad guys are about to shoot you and you had guns, but you turned them in under encouragement from Garcetti and all of these other left-wing leaders. It's just outrageous. Folks, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and when you do, please hit that bell so you'll be notified, and we'll see you next time. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour. Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.